Welcome to Rescue 3's 12 Best Practice Guidelines. Rescue 3 has identified best practice guidelines to help students in developing an understanding of basic principles of water rescue. Number 1. Keep it simple. Many rescues fail because rescue teams try to implement complicated solutions that take too long to set up or are above the ability level of team members. Keep it simple. Number 2. Always be proactive. As the often quoted proverb states, prevention is better than cure. Through effective education and risk mitigation, we can greatly reduce the potential of people becoming victims of water and flood, and thus reduce the need for rescues. On-scene proactivity should always be encouraged by ensuring there is a containment plan in place for the rescue scene. This means ensuring there are upstream spotters and downstream safety containment in place at the rescue scene before any rescuers are committed to the water. The person in charge should be proactive in thinking about alternative plans of action if current plans fail. Each member of the team needs to observe the surroundings and think ahead. Number 3. Always operate within your capabilities and level of training. Rescuers should understand their remit and role. They should understand their own abilities, the abilities of their team, the equipment they have available, and the training they have received. These should be evaluated alongside the environment they are considering operating in. There can be a lot of pressure on rescue teams to attempt a rescue from family and bystanders and from the rescue team itself. There will be times where the rescue team are not equipped or trained to perform a rescue, and recognizing when a task is beyond the capability of the team is very important to ensure that the team members and the victim are not put in further danger. Number 4. Self, team, victim. The most important person at any rescue is yourself. Once you are in control of personal safety, then the next level of concern is for your fellow rescuers. Only after that can we begin to consider the victim. To the outsider, this may appear to be self-centered and unfair approach. After all, is it not the victim who is in need of rescuing? However, the victim can only be rescued by rescuers who are in control and have the ability and energy to look after someone else as well as themselves. If a rescuer doesn't maintain their own safety, they are no longer a rescuer and become a victim. A team of rescuers who maintain individual and team safety will be a greater rescue asset to the casualty than an individual rescuer. Number 5. Always wear appropriate PPE. PPE stands for Personal Protective Equipment. Anyone who is at risk of entering the water must be wearing the appropriate PPE, suitable for the environment they are working in. Generally, this is defined as anyone who may be in the warm and hot zones. Number 6. Always use appropriate technical and team equipment. Water rescue equipment has progressed a long way in the past 30 years. There's no excuse for putting rescuers and victims at risk through the use of inappropriate, unsafe, or improvised equipment if better alternatives are available. Equipment should be fit for purpose, compliant to any applicable standards, monitored and tested. Most importantly, rescuers should be familiar with the equipment they're using. Number 7. Always have a backup plan. The incident manager must always be looking at the bigger picture, thinking, what if? And what next? Whilst team members are implementing Plan A, others need to be putting backup plans into operation. This may require requesting additional resources and personnel who need to be identified through a process of pre-planning. Having downstream safety in place is an important part of a backup plan, but it shouldn't be the only backup plan. Number 8. Never tie a rope around a rescuer. Rescuers have died as the result of being tied without a releasable system to a rope and then trapped underwater, unable to release themselves. If a rescuer is to enter the water attached to a rope, it must be attached to a specialist quick release harness on a rescue PFD. Number 9. Never tension a rope at right angles to the current. When a rope is tensioned directly across the current and then loaded as a rescuer moves onto it, the water pressure will push the person downstream. The rope then forms a V in the downstream current with the rescuer at the downstream point of the V unable to move. Any rope tensioned across the river should be at a minimum of 45 degrees to the current vector to enable the swimmer to slide safely to the shore. Number 10. Never stand downstream of or inside a loop of rope. When operating with ropes around water, it's essential to be constantly vigilant to the dangers created by the ropes. Standing in or on loops of rope on the bank puts the rescuer at risk of being trapped by the rope. Standing in loops created in a mechanical advantage system puts the rescuer at risk of being trapped or hit by components of the system if the rope system fails. When using ropes to anchor or recover objects in water, or when a colleague is performing a throw bag rescue, rescuers need to stand on the upstream side of the rope. Then, as the object in the water moves downstream, the rescuer is not knocked over by the rope as it moves downstream. Number 11. Never put your feet down if swept away. Attempting to stand up in flowing water can lead to the potential fatal situation of foot entrapment. This is where a person's foot is trapped on the riverbed. The force of the water pushes their body downstream and their head is pushed under the water. Foot entrapment can also be caused by underwater debris and hazards in flood areas. Correct use of swimming techniques and not standing up until located in a safe eddy will greatly reduce the risk of foot entrapment. Number 12. Choose rescue techniques according to the ability of the victim. Victims may not be able to help in their own rescue. Sometimes, a simple throw bag or conditional rescue is the fastest and most effective rescue, but exposure to the rapid cooling effects of water sometimes means the victim is unable to assist in their own rescue. If a victim is unlikely to be able to assist, rescue teams should consider true rescue techniques that do not require the victim to assist in their own rescue.